I'm currently going through a breakup, and that means that today I'm going to be dyeing my hair a completely different color. Call it therapy, call it moving on. I like to call it manifesting a better version of myself. My hair is currently looking extra dull, and everyone knows that the secret to getting over a breakup is making yourself look better. Let's go. So I think everyone knows not to take drastic measures or decisions when you're either on a very high or very low, and especially when it comes to breakups. Women have a very particular trope in that they usually go for extreme hair changes to dissociate from kind of who they were in their previous relationship. Now, as I do agree that we shouldn't take any decisions on an emotion-based thought, I do think that there is something extremely highly therapeutic over changing yourself physically in order to affect a mental or emotional change. Today I'm going to be dyeing my hair an entirely different color, but I'm going to be using reasoning and logic throughout this entire process so that nothing is calculated badly. I'm also going to be using the most reliable hair dye brand when it comes to colors so that we know that the end result is going to be spectacular. I'm going for transformative, I'm going for all over change, but I'm obviously going for bright, epic, and Stella approved. And one color that has been trending on my Instagram for literally weeks now, Phthalo Green, also known as Phthalo Green. This color has been popping up on my Instagram, on Google, on TikTok, literally everywhere, and I think that it is very much life showing me like, let's move into a direction that we haven't visited in quite a while now. Whilst I intend to do my emerald color very frequently, this color I've actually never ever tried. It is extremely deep. It is a very true forest green, but it does still shift ever so slightly blue, something that I'm grateful for because blue-green pigments tend to look much better on skin than green-yellow pigments. I'm extremely excited to try it, and I'm taking you along the entire journey. This is my hair at the moment. We still have obviously like quite a coppery root, but my hair is just looking tired. Color is looking dull, the ends are looking a bit exhausted, and I think not only does it need a color change, but it also needs a bit of a TLC little hydration moment. Luckily for me, today I'm going to be using Arctic Fox. This video is brought to you by Arctic Fox hair color. The reason I'm saying luckily for me is because Arctic Fox not only deliver one of the best color payouts ever and have the most versatile, diverse range of colors, like literally their color selection never ends. Their dyes are formulated with literally the best ingredients, such an incredible conditioning base that anytime you actually dye your hair with any of their dyes, you're also going to be treating your hair with an incredibly refreshing, hydrating mask. Because every single one of their dyes is actually a semi-permanent dye, every single semi-permanent dye is essentially pigment, like Phthalo Green, mixed in with a conditioning base. The pigment stains the outside of the hair, whilst the amazing base is going to go in and add shine, nourishment, health back into the hair. Really fun little science aspect of how semi-permanent dyes work. Today I have with me literally every single one of their blue-green shades because I'm still trying to figure out which one is going to be perfect for the colors. Every single one of these are their newly reformulated EU shades. That is why they do not come in their standard squeeze bottle. They now come in this amazing aluminum squeeze tube that you can extract every single ounce of dye out of, and this gorgeous brand new Arctic Fox packaging reformulated for their EU customers. So if you, like me, are based in the EU or outside of the States, you're going to be receiving these dyes. One key thing to remember about semi-permanent is that they do typically need to have a light or lighter base. In my case, I am working with like a medium to light base, also known as like a level 7 hair. If your own hair is darker than this, you might have to lighten it a tiny bit, but luckily for you, Arctic Fox also have the really amazing Bleach Please, an at-home DIY bleaching kit that you can use on yourself with very thorough instructions that you can use. And I always say, unless you're going for really light pastels, white or blonde, you genuinely don't need to lift that much. Like literally, you're going to see my hair is not lifting any more than this. We're going to layer everything on here because their dyes are then pigmented enough to deposit even on a slightly darker base. Obviously, Arctic Fox is vegan and cruelty-free, and they do donate a portion of their profits yearly to a variety of animal shelters and programs. That is why Arctic Fox continue to be one of my comfort brands, because not only do they deliver in a product aspect and a consumer-based recognition, But they also have a very, very, very holistic approach to anything when it comes to the business side of things. So as always, I'm going to be linking all of the dyes that I ever use from their description box below. You can also use my coupon code Stella15 to get 15% off your entire purchase. This counts not only for dyes, but any of their products or even their Foxology line. If you do end up dyeing your hair anything like what I'm doing, please, please, please tag me. I love to see your recreations. Phthalo Green actually does change and shift a tiny bit. At certain times, it does look pretty intensely forest green. In others, it can look a tiny bit tealy, and otherwise it can even shift to a turquoise or an emerald green shade. I'm just looking for darker, green-based, extremely attractive. We're also going to be using color theory. So as you can see, currently the majority of my own hair is orange. That is extremely important to factor in because this is going to alter what the end color is going to look like. Meaning, if I go in with straight Emerald Fortune, which is an extremely similar color to Phthalo Green, I'm not going to end up with this color. I'm going to end up with a very muddy looking green, kind of right there. So instead, I need to actually go in with a blue, reacting with the orange in my hair, leaving me with, you guessed it, green. So today I'm going to be going in with a mix of Poseidon and Blue Jean Baby, two of their most beautiful blue shades. This on a blonde base would turn extremely vivid electric blue. But because I have an orange base, something to factor in. I actually really love this photo right here. Do you see there's a gradient? Yeah, that's gonna happen for me too, because my ends, however, are distinctly not orange. They're kind of white. They're kind of blue, they look everything else. So what I'm hoping is going to happen, this top part will turn Phthalo Green, and then this bottom part is going to be a lighter, brighter, bluer version of this color. Let's mix. I'm also keeping the Emerald Fortune on hand just because if the color ends up a bit too purple-based blue, I would want to add back some of that green blue. Start with a base of Blue Jean Baby. I want to say that this has the right depth, so darkness, which I can then tone to the right color. These tubes are so fun. I loved Arctic Fox's old design, but I do really, really love this kind of aluminum tube application that they have now because it is very easy to squeeze out color from. So this is Blue Jean, right depth, wrong color. Poseidon. And then because I'm scared that the end color is still going to turn a bit too blue, I'm going in with a tiny bit of Emerald Fortune. Oh. So you can see this color is literally the color that we want, but if I put this on directly, it's not gonna come anywhere near that. It's just gonna be muddy. Got the three colors in here. Let's mix it together and see what the hell we end up with. Beautiful. Oh my god. A bit more of Emerald Fortune and Poseidon. It just needs to be brighter. Look at my Maltese accent popping through. We are going to take Poseidon and we are going to mix it in with our dyes, and then we are going to apply it to our hair because I really want a bright color. I am feeling spontaneous and I think it will look great for the summer. If you've ever been to Malta, which you should come, by the way, obviously. There's me here. That is the accent that you're gonna be greeted with. Oh, this color. Wow. So this color looks literally like the color of denim in the bowl. Like it looks very dark and a tiny bit undersaturated, but then when you see it on paper, it looks spectacular. As you could see, it doesn't shift too heavily on the green, but that is why I'm hoping that this is going to then react beautifully with our orange. Let's get our therapy on. I've committed now, oh my god. I love it. I love it. Okay. One really easy way to figure out how the end color is going to turn out is just to look through your hair in the light with the dye applied. Right now, I know it looks too dark. It looks navy, you know, it looks like, well, denim. And we're actually after a green. But here's a piece of hair that has dye applied on it, and if you look through, well, you can't see anything. I'm seeing nothing but green. I am now going to put on Adele and really feel, because I'm putting on a bit of a hockey display of persona at the moment, but in reality, I am kind of sad. It is looking dark and it is looking navy, but I'm excited. I'm excited. I don't know if this is going to register the green that I want, but I'm nonetheless excited. There's a really gorgeous kind of deep emerald shade right along my hairline, so I'm hoping something will come of it. Whether it will be Phthalo Green, I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it. How badly do we want to see it? Yeah? All right, here, let me show you a magic trick. Bah, bah. Phthalo Green, everybody. Can you see how stained my hands are? What the... I had doubts in this hair color turning out exactly like the inspiration, just because we're working with such an interesting base and using such deep dark colors that I was so concerned whether they're actually going to pay off the way I needed them to pay off. Luckily, however, the calculations were correct, and not only do we have a really stunning deep green at the top part of my hair, but we've got then bursts of electric blue towards the ends, making this the most stunning transition into my rebound hair color. I think she's giving nymph. I think she's giving forest fairy. I think I'm genuinely going through every single mythical creature, because I went through my mermaid phase, my nymph phase, and now we're in this, I guess, fairy phase. I'm not even sure what she is. I love her. However, I know I typically like to do darker colors towards the winter time, but at the moment this is what I'm vibing with. This is what I've been missing. I haven't done a deep green in such a long time, and especially on this haircut makes me very reminiscent of 2019 forest hair. The color payoff is absolutely gorgeous. There's literally no banding whatsoever, and one thing that I'm so impressed with is that my natural roots that were growing out that was virgin hair and was not previously lifted are completely covered. There's nothing that is showing between what were my roots and then the color that was underneath. Very big thank you to Arctic Fox for sponsoring this video. Honestly, they are one of my favorite brands when it comes to hair dyes, because there's few brands out there that have as much longevity, pigment deliverance, and range when it comes to their hair colors. Every single one of the dyes are going to be linked below. Do not forget to use code Stella15 to get 15% off, and I'm going to be putting the bespoke link down below for you guys to follow exactly what dyes I used. As always, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, join the Stella fam. Let's learn a thing or two together. And if you're currently going through heartbreak, I feel you. It is a bitch, but it's also a very fun opportunity to fall in love with yourself again, as cringy and corny as that sounds. That's what I'm gonna be doing literally all summer. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll give it a go, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, babies. I'm out.